Trust in God. Two words with a profound impact that resonate through the corridors of faith and spirituality. These words have echoed throughout history, whispered in moments of despair, and shouted in triumph. They carry with them the weight of belief, the solace of surrender, and the promise of divine providence. Yet, as we navigate the labyrinth of life, we come to realize that trusting in God is not merely a simple declaration, but a journey fraught with challenges and uncertainties. The concept of trust itself is a complex tapestry woven from threads of hope, belief, and resilience. It requires a leap of faith, a willingness to relinquish control, and an acceptance of the unknown. Trusting in God beckons us to surrender our fears, doubts, and insecurities at the altar of divine wisdom, to place our burdens upon the shoulders of a higher power. But as we tread along the path of faith, we encounter the jagged edges of life's trials and tribulations. We confront the harsh realities of loss, grief, and despair. The flames of adversity may engulf our homes, reducing our worldly possessions to ashes. We may stand helplessly by as illness claims the ones we hold dear, grappling with the cruel inevitability of mortality. Our dreams may wither and fade, leaving us adrift in a sea of uncertainty. Relationships we cherish may falter and fracture, leaving behind shards of broken promises and shattered expectations. In the face of such profound loss, the notion of trust can seem like a fragile ember, threatened to be extinguished by the tempests of despair. Yet, it is in these moments of darkness that the true essence of trust is revealed. For trust is not forged in the crucible of comfort and ease, but tempered in the fires of adversity. It is a beacon of hope that pierces through the shadows, illuminating the path forward with the light of divine grace. To trust in God is to find solace amidst the storm, to anchor our souls in the unwavering certainty of divine love. It is to surrender our burdens to the hands of providence, knowing that even in our darkest hour, we are never truly alone. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a declaration of unwavering faith in the face of uncertainty. So let us embrace the paradox of trust, knowing that it is through our struggles that we emerge stronger, wiser, and more attuned to the rhythms of the universe. Let us cling to the promise of hope, knowing that even in our deepest despair, the hand of God guides us through the labyrinth of life. And let us walk the path of faith with courage and conviction, for in trusting in God, we find the truest expression of our humanity. In the ebb and flow of life, we often find ourselves grappling with the enigma of unanswered prayers. I vividly recall the moments when my family and I gathered in fervent prayer, beseeching the heavens for divine intervention in the face of my father's declining health. We pored over sacred scriptures, drawing solace and strength from the timeless wisdom they imparted. With hearts heavy with hope and faith, we pleaded with God to restore my father's health, to grant him the gift of life once more. But despite our earnest supplications, our prayers seemed to echo into the vast expanse of the unknown, unanswered by the divine forces we sought solace in. In the end, my father's journey on this mortal plane came to an end, his spirit ascending to dwell in the presence of the Almighty. In the wake of his passing, I found myself grappling with a maelstrom of emotions, grief, anger, and perhaps a profound sense of disillusionment. For how could it be that our prayers, offered with the purest intentions and the deepest of convictions, remained unanswered? How could the benevolent hand of God, whose mercy knows no bounds, allow suffering to linger and hearts to break? In the silence that followed, I searched for meaning amidst the shards of shattered expectations, grappling with the weight of unanswered questions that seemed to loom over me like a specter in the night. Yet, in the midst of my turmoil, I came to realize that perhaps the essence of faith lies not in the certainty of outcomes, but in the resilience of the human spirit. For faith is not a shield against the storms of life, nor a guarantee of smooth sailing amidst turbulent seas. It is instead a beacon of hope that illuminates the darkest corners of our existence, guiding us through the labyrinth of uncertainty with unwavering resolve. In the aftermath of my father's passing, I found solace in the belief that his spirit now resides in the embrace of divine love, freed from the shackles of mortal suffering. And though the ache of his absence may linger, I take comfort in the knowledge that his legacy lives on in the memories we hold dear and the lessons he imparted through his life's journey. So, as I navigate the uncharted waters of grief and loss, I hold fast to the belief that even amidst the silence of unanswered prayers, there exists a higher purpose beyond the scope of human comprehension. And though the path ahead may be fraught with uncertainty, I find solace in the unwavering faith that guides me, knowing that even in the midst of life's greatest trials, we are never truly alone. In the labyrinth of life, we often find ourselves grappling with the profound mysteries of existence, seeking solace amidst the tumult of unanswered questions. Why, we wonder, did our loved ones suffer despite our fervent prayers? Why do we find ourselves trapped in the clutches of despair, unable to break free from the shackles of adversity? Why do cherished companions depart, leaving behind a void that seems impossible to fill? In moments of despair, it is natural to question the wisdom of divine providence, to wonder why certain paths are strewn with thorns while others unfold like a carpet of roses. We search for meaning amidst the chaos, yearning for a glimpse of the grand design that lies beyond the veil of our understanding. And yet, in the midst of our uncertainty, there exists a glimmer of hope, a steadfast belief that even in the darkest of hours, God's hand guides us with unwavering purpose. For though the road may be fraught with trials and tribulations, it is not a journey embarked upon without reason or rhyme. In the tapestry of life, every thread serves a purpose, every stitch a testament to the divine craftsmanship that weaves our destinies together. And though we may not always discern the patterns that emerge from the chaos, we can take solace in the knowledge that God's wisdom surpasses our limited comprehension. It is said that God works in mysterious ways, His plans unfolding according to a timeline beyond the scope of mortal understanding. What may seem like insurmountable obstacles or unfathomable losses may in fact be the catalyst for growth, resilience, and transformation. For every setback we encounter, there exists the potential for redemption, for renewal, for rebirth. In the crucible of adversity, our faith is tested, our spirits refined, and our resolve strengthened. And though the journey may be fraught with uncertainty, we can take comfort in the knowledge that God's love is a beacon of hope that guides us through the darkest of nights. So, as we grapple with the mysteries of existence, let us cling to the unwavering belief that even amidst the chaos, God's hand is at work, shaping our destinies with infinite wisdom and boundless compassion. Though the storms may rage and the tempests may howl, we can find solace in the knowledge that we are never alone, for God walks beside us, lighting the path ahead with the promise of a brighter tomorrow. In the tapestry of faith, there are threads of trust, hope, and surrender that weave together the intricate pattern of our lives. We are encouraged to place our trust in God with unwavering faith, to lean not on our own understanding, but to acknowledge His presence in all our endeavors, trusting that He will make our paths straight. Yet, what happens when the fabric of our faith is tested, when the threads of trust begin to fray, and the patterns of our lives seem to unravel before our very eyes? What happens when our prayers go unanswered, when the problems persist, and the favor we seek remains elusive? In the face of adversity, it is all too easy to succumb to doubt, to question the benevolence of divine providence. We find ourselves grappling with the age-old question, God, why aren't you doing something? We plead for relief from the burdens that weigh heavily upon our hearts, the injustices we endure, the frailties of our health, the fruits of our labor left unfulfilled. In moments of despair, it can be tempting to lose sight of the guiding hand that leads us through the darkness, to question the wisdom of a plan that seems inscrutable to our finite minds. We cry out for answers, for signs that our prayers have not fallen on deaf ears, that our struggles have not gone unnoticed. And yet, it is precisely in these moments of doubt and disillusionment that the essence of faith is revealed. For faith is not merely a passive acceptance of circumstances beyond our control, but an active surrender to the will of a higher power. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a declaration of unwavering trust in the face of uncertainty. In the crucible of adversity, we are called to draw strength from the wellspring of divine grace, to find solace in the knowledge that even in our darkest hour, we are not alone. For though the storms may rage and the winds may howl, the hand of God remains steadfast, guiding us through the tempests of life with unwavering love and compassion. So, as we navigate the twists and turns of our journey, let us hold fast to the belief that even amidst the trials and tribulations, God's plan unfolds according to a wisdom far beyond our understanding. And though the road may be fraught with challenges, we can take comfort in the knowledge that we are held in the embrace of a love that knows no bounds, a love that will ultimately lead us home. Conditional faith in God is a subtle trap that many of us fall into, often without even realizing it. We convince ourselves that happiness lies just beyond the horizon of our desires. If only we can find the right person, if only our health improves, if only we achieve a certain milestone, then and only then will we find contentment. It's a narrative that we construct, built upon the foundation of our expectations and desires. We bargain with the divine, offering our prayers and supplications in exchange for the fulfillment of our wishes. We lay out our terms and conditions, expecting God to adhere to our timetable and cater to our whims. But the problem with conditional faith is that it places limitations on the boundless grace of God. It ties our happiness to the fulfillment of our desires, shackling our spirits to the capricious winds of circumstance. We become prisoners of our own expectations, held captive by the illusion that true contentment lies just beyond our grasp. And so, when our prayers go unanswered, when our dreams remain unfulfilled, we find ourselves grappling with the inscrutable mysteries of divine providence. We question the fairness of a universe that seems indifferent to our pleas, wondering why our wishes remain unfulfilled. Yet, in our quest for understanding, we often overlook a fundamental truth, that faith, by its very nature, is unconditional. It is a leap into the unknown, a surrender to the ineffable mysteries of existence. It is a trust that transcends the boundaries of time and space, anchored in the belief that God's wisdom surpasses our finite understanding. For God's ways are not our ways, nor are His thoughts our thoughts. His plan unfolds according to a timeline that is beyond our comprehension, guided by a wisdom that defies human logic. And though the road may be fraught with obstacles and uncertainties, we can take comfort in the knowledge that we are held in the embrace of a love that knows no bounds. So let us relinquish our attachments to the outcomes we desire, and instead, embrace the journey with open hearts and unwavering faith. Let us trust that even in the midst of life's trials and tribulations, God's hand is at work, shaping our destinies with infinite grace and compassion. And let us find solace in the knowledge that true happiness lies not in the fulfillment of our desires, but in the unshakable faith that sustains us through the darkest of nights. When life takes unexpected turns and our prayers seem to go unanswered, it's natural to feel a sense of disappointment and confusion. We may question why God didn't answer our prayers in the way we had hoped, why our desires were not fulfilled according to our expectations. Yet, in moments of reflection, we come to realize that God's answers to our prayers may not always align with our desires, but they are always rooted in His wisdom and love. It's a humbling realization that challenges us to mature in our faith, to accept God's sovereignty even when we don't understand His ways. God's response to our prayers may manifest in ways that are unexpected or even contrary to our wishes. But it is in these moments of apparent disappointment that we are called to trust in His divine plan, to believe that His purpose transcends our limited understanding. Maturity in faith requires us to acknowledge that God's ways are not always straightforward. His plan is vast and intricate, weaving together the threads of our lives in ways that we cannot fully comprehend. There are twists and turns along the journey, moments of joy and moments of sorrow, all of which contribute to the tapestry of our existence. In times of uncertainty and confusion, it is faith that sustains us. It is the unwavering belief that God is present in every circumstance, guiding us with His infinite wisdom and compassion. It is the trust that His answers, though not always what we expect, are ultimately for our highest good. So let us embrace the mystery of faith, knowing that even when life doesn't make sense, God is working all things together for the good of those who love Him. Let us surrender our expectations and desires to His divine will, trusting that His plan unfolds according to His perfect timing and purpose. And let us find comfort in the knowledge that even in the midst of uncertainty, we are held in the loving embrace of a sovereign God whose love knows no bounds. Conditional faith, rooted in the expectation of specific outcomes, often leads to disillusionment and despair when circumstances unfold contrary to our desires. It's easy to become discouraged and question the direction of our path when we encounter obstacles or setbacks. We may wonder why things aren't going as planned, why the road seems fraught with challenges. Yet, even in the midst of uncertainty and confusion, God continues to guide our steps. He is the steady hand that navigates us through the twists and turns of life's journey, even when it feels like we're heading in the wrong direction. It is during these times of doubt and uncertainty that our faith is tested, calling us to trust in God's plan even when we don't understand it. Living in a state of worry and disappointment can cloud our vision, obscuring the goodness of God that surrounds us. It can steal our joy and diminish our passion for life. But it's important to remember that closed doors and disappointments are often pathways to greater blessings and opportunities that lie ahead. As we journey through life, we are called to have faith in God's unfailing love and wisdom, even in the face of adversity. We are called to believe in His goodness and trust that He is working all things together for our good, according to His perfect plan. So let us release our grip on conditional faith and embrace a trust that transcends our human understanding. Let us have faith in God's faithfulness, even when the path ahead seems uncertain, and let us hold fast to the hope that, through every disappointment and closed door, God is leading us towards a brighter tomorrow filled with His abundant grace and blessings. Life is often a series of tests, designed to challenge our faith and strengthen our resolve. In the face of uncertainty and adversity, God watches to see if we will believe even when we don't understand, if we will trust in His plan even when life doesn't make sense. These tests come in many forms: the longing for a home, the desire for a child, the hope for improved health. Yet, true faith requires us to find contentment and joy even in the absence of these blessings. It asks us to surrender our desires to the will of God, to acknowledge that His plan for us may differ from our own. It's easy to believe that happiness is contingent upon the fulfillment of our earthly desires, but true fulfillment comes from a deeper source, a faith that transcends the material and the temporal. It is a faith that says, even if my health does not improve, even if my circumstances do not change, I will continue to honor God and live my life to the fullest. When we are willing to relinquish our attachments to worldly comforts and ambitions, when we are willing to trust in God's timing and provision, He sees our hearts and rewards our faithfulness. He may not always give us what we want, but He will always give us what we need. So let us be willing to give up our need for control, our need for certainty, our need for comfort. Let us embrace the uncertainty of life with courage and faith, knowing that God is with us every step of the way. And let us trust that in His perfect timing, He will bless us with the desires of our hearts, or grant us the strength and grace to find contentment in their absence. Are you feeling frustrated because it seems like your prayers go unanswered and your plans just don't seem to work out the way you want them to? It's natural to feel that way sometimes, especially when life throws curveballs and challenges our expectations. But in those moments, it's crucial to remember that there's a higher power at work, orchestrating events in ways we may not always comprehend. Releasing the pressure and acknowledging that God is in control can be immensely liberating. Trusting that He knows what's best for you, even when it's difficult to see, can bring a sense of peace amidst uncertainty. It's a reminder that there's a bigger picture at play, one that extends beyond our immediate desires and plans. Faith, by its very nature, requires trust in the unseen and the unknown. It's about believing even when we don't have all the answers, even when circumstances seem bleak or confusing. In those moments of doubt, choosing to have unwavering faith can be a powerful act of surrender. When you believe unconditionally, when you trust in God's plan for your life, remarkable things can happen. It's a declaration of faith that opens the door to miracles, to unexpected blessings, and to divine intervention. It's a recognition that God's timing is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our own. As you continue to walk in faith, know that God is working behind the scenes, aligning the pieces of your life in ways that you may not yet see. He is opening doors that lead to new opportunities, bringing the right people into your life at the right time, and transforming seemingly negative situations into avenues for growth and redemption. So, even when you feel discouraged or uncertain, hold fast to your faith. Trust that God's plan for your life is unfolding exactly as it should, and that He is guiding you towards the fulfillment of your destiny. In the midst of life's challenges and uncertainties, remember that you are not alone, and that God's love and guidance are ever present, leading you towards a future filled with hope and purpose.